right, let's finish up here. Wes, turn around. Okay, so now when we add 120 to the 12, what are we going to get? 2, sis, what? 132. And then when we add 120 to that one, we're going to get 2, sis, what? 252. Okay, now.
What about 372?
How could we check to see if we got the right ones?
Plug it in.
Graph them.
Could we raise each one of them to the third power?
Yeah.
If these are the cubic roots, when I raise them to the third power, they should give me back what I started with. They should give me back 8 cis 36, right?
Yeah.
So let's take the first cubic root, 2 cis 12, and raise it to the third power and see what happens. Am I going to get an 8?
Alright.
And then I'm going to multiply, right?
Cis
And I'm
37.
going to get cis 36. Isn't that what I wanted?
No, I'll
So then I'm going to take the second one, and I'm going to raise it to the third power. So I got 2 cis 132 to the third power. And I'm going to get 2 cubed is 8. And then 3 times that. What's 3?
396.
What's that?
396.
Okay, so cis 396.
Minus 360.
But then you take away the 360. And do you get back to 36? Yes. It's like magic. And then we do this one. And we raise it to the third power. And we're going to have the 8. And then this times 3 is what? 6, 15, 7, 756 minus the 720 is going to give us the 36 again. Okay? So you can check these. Shh. Now, let's look at the next one. Okay? Here, Ben, I'm going to move over and use your desk. So if you can. All right, so we're going to use on this board for a second. Shh. Yes. All right, so now we're going to do the fourth roots of 16 cis 60. So now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to take the fourth root of 16, which is 2, right? And then we're going to take, so we're doing this right here. Then we're going to take what? Divide the 60 by 4 and get cis 15. So that's the first one. Okay? How many are we looking for?
4.
4. So what's our next step? Take 360, divide it by 4, and what do I get? 90. So I'm going to add 90 to this one, right? And I'm going to get 2 cis.
That's weird.
Short period? What if you're not?
Yes.
Yes.
Why is it a short period?
I don't know, but the gym floor is covered with the
That's from the athletics.
Okay. So y'all sit here until they make an announcement. Don't go anywhere.
What?
I was not aware of a short period. Okay, so this is going to be add 90 to this one. 195, right? Add 90 to this one. Now what are we going to get? 285. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 roots. Notice what would happen, guys. If you added a 90 again, what would happen? If you did, what would you do? You'd go right back up to that one. What? Because 5, 17, 375, take away the 360, where do you go?
15.
Back up there again. There are only 4 fourth roots. Okay? And then to check those, you can do the same thing we just did by taking each one of them in, all right, and wrapping them back around again. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, is this a pretty easy thing? Okay, it would be a shame.
If that was
We
a
are
mess
not
up,
on Chapel's schedule. We are not on Chapel's or Roundtable's schedule.
if it wasn't
Okay, thank you.
So it's
Okay, quiet, Wes. All right, so everybody, let's do one more problem. Now this one is going to throw you for a loop, so I want you to watch. Find the 5 fifth roots
Fire.
of I. the 5 fifth roots of I. Okay? Now, this is the same thing, but you don't recognize it because it's not in polar. All right, so when we think about this, David, whoever's whining like a little, please stop whining. Okay, here, remember I'm on my Argand plane. This is my real axis. This is my imaginary axis. Where is I? I is one step up the imaginary axis. It's one imaginary unit. One step up. Okay, now, how could I turn one step up into a polar form? What angle is that? One step up. 90 degrees, right? And what is that hypotenuse? 1. Okay, it's 1. So I've got 1 cis 90 because that distance to the point is 1. Okay, so I've got 1 cis 90 is the polar form of I. Now that I have it in polar form, I can use my demoivs, right? So could you get that, Mark? So I'm going to have 1 cis 90 raised to the 1/5 power. Yes. Yes. Okay, so.
Oh my god.
Way to go, Mark.
We come to school like 15 minutes earlier, and we have to stay like 15 minutes later. So we can have
Mark, have you typed your
permanent
paper for a project?
instead of a G block.
I haven't even started.
No, I already followed you.
I've been contemplating
I would be
this
okay
state.
with that. I would be fine with that if that's what,
Probably, yeah.
Salon
I
does.
just need to get out of
Yeah.
here before.
Who you are.
Yeah.
No, seriously, guys.
No, I just need to graduate. I'm sorry when that happens.
Really gotta think through it.
I'm in too deep now. I can't move.
Are you that?
Sounds
Everybody
good.
push that down, Chris.
Nope.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
If you have
Okay, well, that sounds good.
connection, you have like a
All right, thank you
bracelet
so
or a
much.
necklace or a anklet or something.
All right. So what are we going to do? The 5th root of 1 is?
1.
If you think it was me making all that noise, you are incorrect.
Okay, the 5th root of 1 is 1.
1.
The 5th, when I divide 90 by 5, what do I get?
1.
15.
No, 90 divided by 5. Just ignore it. It's going to go what? 1? 40? 18. Okay, so this one's going to be cis 18.
Yes.
Okay, now what am I going to do to find my other 5 roots? I take my 360 and I divide it by 5. Okay, so what will that be when I divide my 360? 72. So then, Wes, turn around. I add a 72. So I get 1 cis 90, right? And then I do it again. And I add a 72. And I get a 1. Okay, guys, detention. I'm tired. I've gone over and over. You guys just stay. 1 cis 162. 1 cis what? 234. Okay, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I add a 72 again. And what do I get to? 306. And if I added a 72 again, would I go back up to 18?
Yep.
Okay, isn't that cool?
That's true.
Okay, so now you would know what to do if I said find the 5 fifth roots of 1.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay? We can do it with the real number too because the real number fits on the Argand plane. And if I said find the 5 fifth roots of 1 instead of I, where would you be going?
To the right, to the 0.
You'd be going right here. Okay, so you would have, and basically when you're doing these, you start with 360. So instead of 0, but so that you have something to divide it by. Okay, so basically you're going to divide, and then you will get up, and 0 will be one of them. Okay, but you're going to end up saying, okay, I've got 360 divided by 5, which is 72. So I'm going to have 1 in the front, right? 1 cis 360 would be my 1. And then when I divided this by 5, I would get 1 cis 72, right? That would be my first root. And then I would add 72 to each one of those. And you can find the 5/5 roots of 1. Okay? When you're using this system. So, and each one of them would raise to the 5th power and give you 1 back again. Okay? So, pretty cool stuff. Any questions?